Okay, so Wolves drew 1-1 at Ellen Road today, a goal through Hwang Chan, then a late Leeds penalty to get a draw. I think I was honestly we got lucky in that game. I don't think we necessarily deserved a win. Um, it was a very Nuno-esque performance in terms of the game. When the lineup came out, I think everyone was a bit surprised. Obviously, Ray Nuri came in, which I think most of us have been asking for. Although Marcel wasn't on the bench, so I assume that was an injury, and obviously Ray Nuri went off at the end, which is a bit concerning now because if Marcel's out for a while, we might not have a left back. But I think everyone was pretty happy with the team. I was surprised Dendonka played over Ruben, and I don't really get the logic why either. Like I remember speaking in my preview, Leeds are a pressing side, and we've always struggled against that. And although Dendonka has legs, I think it's more important, especially when you've got a back five, to have like two midfielders that can actually pick up the ball in a tight space and carry it out, or at least find it like a good pass. And Dendonka can't do that. And it kind of just felt like a lot of time, especially with Giamatino's early yellow, it kind of felt like we had no one that could really get a ball out. Semedo and Nuri were pushed so far back, and we couldn't really get an out ball. Traore wasn't really holding the ball up. I thought Jimenez actually played a really good number 9 performance. I thought he did as much as he probably could have. Obviously, Hwang got the goal, but didn't really do anything. But I thought Jimenez had a really good game. He probably won 5 or 6 free kicks, got an assist for the goal. I don't think any fault lies with him necessarily. And I don't think the back three did anything wrong either. But in midfield and out wide, we were just getting outdone. And I'm not sure that's a personnel thing. I think that this is probably the first game where you probably have to put some blame on Bruno Lage. I think Ruben Neves should have started this game. Maybe there was an injury there that we don't know about, but we never looked like we were going to score a goal. Or at least, from 10 minutes on when we scored our first goal, it never felt like we were going to score. And look, we've had good results recently. I don't think anyone's going to overreact to this. It's still 10 points from 12. I think that's a good, a decent outlay. Everton just got whacked 5-2 earlier in their next game. So if we can build on this, I think the Leeds are a very unique side. Also, we've played them 3 times since they got promoted, and we've only conceded 1 goal, and that was a penalty, obviously today. And I wouldn't overreact about this. They're not as bad as everyone thinks they've been this season. Although I think we should have beaten Leeds, by the way. I think we are a better side than Leeds. But I wouldn't overreact too much just because of how we've been getting results, and I don't think there's any need to overreact to this. I thought the penalty was very harsh on Semedo. I thought the ref actually had a really good game. I thought it was one of the better refereeing performances of this season. I get why he gave the pen, and I don't really blame Semedo for trying to put in a tackle, because if he doesn't put a tackle in there, he's going to score anyway or get like a really high quality shot on goal. So Semedo has to do something. It's not a pen for me. It's one of those that if Rob Jones doesn't give that, VAR is not overturning it. So we got a bit unlucky there, but I don't think again, like XG had it 1.69 to Leeds. We can't complain. And if anything, we're lucky to get away with a point. And we have to learn something from this game. And the biggest takeaway from me with this game is we can't deal with a press that well. And for me, a lot of that's due to the midfield. If we had someone like Renato Sanchez in there, for example, this isn't me blaming Fosun, by the way. Well, it kind of is, but if we had someone like Renato Sanchez in there, you feel like we could have maybe got out a bit more. It just felt like we were so stuck and there was never an out ball. And when we did get out, it was kind of just Jimenez on his own. Traore wasn't really doing anything. Hwang obviously scored the goal, and that's great, but didn't really do anything. I think Daniel Podence did more in the 5 minutes he had than Traore or Hwang did in that second half. And look, I wouldn't overreact to this game. We've been on decent form. Leeds are a unique side. Leeds are the kind of side we've struggled against under Bruno Lage, due to how good they are at pressing. I wouldn't overreact yet. That Everton game is huge, though. If we beat Everton, we can just forget about this game. Go, you know what? We deserve to lose, so it's a good point. If we lose to Everton next Monday, we should be a bit concerned. But if we beat Everton next week, it's what 13 points from a possible 16, right? It's 4 wins out of 5 and a draw. We can't really complain about that. But the game was really bad. To be honest, I didn't feel like we were ever really going to concede, if I'm being totally honest with you. I was pretty comfortable watching it. Not that it was good to watch, by the way, but I never really felt like we were going to concede. It's not like Leeds had really good quality chances, but neither did we. And with the amount of good attacking players we had and the form we've been on, we should have done better. But hopefully this is just a blip. Hopefully the way Leeds play, we're not going to come against that in the next few weeks. And hopefully this just can be a blip. We can kind of just ignore this game and take the point and move on. I think this is our first draw under Bruno Lage, isn't it? But yeah, I wouldn't overreact about it too much this game. It was a bad performance. need to work on dealing with a press. Ruben Neves needs to play in there instead of Dendoncker for me. Our midfield's not good, everyone knows that, but Neves and Moutinho are the best of kind of a bad combination. But I don't think any of them are bad players individually, but if you want a two-man midfield, Moutinho and Neves has to be the way forward, in my opinion. But overall, wouldn't overreact to the game. Everton's a big game. If we beat Everton, this is kind of just a bit of an off day against a unique side. If we lose against Everton, then maybe time for a back four. Maybe Bruno Lage needs to think a bit more holistically, because the performances haven't been great recently. But that Everton game kind of comes a bit bigger now. But yeah, that's all I have to say on the game. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and yeah, peace.